Hey YouTube, this is Sensation reporting in for another review slash comparison. Today we've got a Athearn RTR ADM tanker with a Scaletrains Rivet counter series tanker. Both are 33K. And I also have another voice.
Hi, I'm Spencer Hall.
So we're going to be comparing the Athearn RTR and the Scaletrains tanker and see what versus which ones roll better, which ones weigh which ones have more detail, and see which ones are the better car to buy. So, go ahead and start on the Scaletrains tanker.
So the Scaletrains tanker, main thing why I went with them was just mainly the detail. It's got a little more detail on the underbody part. Both ends have a little bit more as well, and of course the yellow striping. I like the look of those better. Probably if you add the yellow striping to the Athearns, it'd look pretty comparable, I would think. But they've got a considerable amount of weight to them too. They roll pretty well right out of the box. I do want to switch couplers on them to KDs, but pretty well right out of the box they're ready to run. I don't really have any complaints with them at all.
Yeah, and the Athearns roll pretty well. I mean, they come with the standard McHenry garbage plastic coupler. So I've already changed them out to the KD118 shelf coupler, which seems to hold a lot better versus anything else. Plus, it's a pain in the butt to turn apart. And you gotta kind of twist and finagle it apart. There are definitely more details I want to look at here. They're like the ladder detail on the Scaletrains one. It just looks a lot better. It looks like it's separated from the car versus the Athearn, which looks like it's just applied there, and you can't really tell that it's separate from the car. And obviously, like Spencer said, the underbody detail is insane on the Scaletrains car. And the other thing, it's got roller bearings on it, which are cool, considering they're blue. And they do turn. Come on, Athearn. Your fans are waiting. So more about the car. I mean, they both roll pretty well for what they are. I think the Scaletrains one rolls a little bit better than the Athearn one, at least from my point of view, from just shoving them back and forth. It's kind of hard to tell though with one car. If you get a whole train of them, it makes it a lot easier to tell which ones roll better and which ones would weather better. And obviously there's the end detail, like you were talking about, and some sort of end detail from Athearn, but it's kind of hard to compare one that came from early run and something that came out recently from Scaletrains. But I would also say definitely the striping would add a lot. Let's see here. However, both cars do have the detail which you're expecting on a tank car, like the 1203 there, and then also on the ADM car. I can't really read it, but it's there. That's always good. See the hazmat number, I think is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you want to add?
I don't think so. I think we pretty well covered it all. I've been real impressed with the Scaletrains. I do think the Athearns would look good too with them. Add the yellow striping, and probably wouldn't be able to tell unless you look real close at them. So.
I do like the paint on the Scaletrains one. You kind of can't see the, I guess the lines for the mold. It's I guess more subtle than it is on the Athearn one. The Athearn one you can kind of see the seams
See
here.
the lines, yeah.
Yeah. But on the tankers out in the real world, I don't think you can. But I think they do it here for the model because it's the only way to get weight.
Yep.
This, I think, happens to be the crude both of these are, well, I think, actually the Scaletrains one I think is a crude oil tanker, and the ADM, I don't know, it's probably some sort of liquid that's not oil. Both of them do have the top numbers, which is always nice. So you can read it from the top versus the bottom versus just the side, which is per prototype. But I mean, both companies did their homework on cars. So, and with modelers like you and me, we're looking for the highest detail for we're not going to say the least amount of money, but it is really the least amount of money.
Yeah, a reasonable amount of money that you feel comfortable paying.
Mm-hmm. You know, and I mean the difference being here really is the Athearn one came in a pack of 3. So I think when Scaletrains comes out, or if they ever come out with a pack of 3 cars, you're going to get more for your buck for the Scaletrains car. But when you think about it, you can find these for a bit less and add some more details to them and make them of the same quality, or spend the same amount of money adding the detail to the Athearn car to make it like the Scaletrains, or just buy the Scaletrains one and not do any modeling and not learn anything about how to model my road or weather or add details. And what I do like about both cars is the grab irons up top. They're nice and hard, what they should be. And I know on previous runs of Athearn tankers is they've been flimsy, really flimsy, and they break off real easy. But with these, you can have them upside down, standing up there, and so you can work on the car and get the couplers right. So obviously use a foam cradle, so you're not breaking parts off. But if you don't have a foam cradle, like me, there's only one way to take the couplers off. And like I said, I mean, now Scaletrains did actually put their metal coupler on their tanker, and it does hold. It holds pretty well to their own couplers, but I don't think it would hold pretty well to the 118. So, like you said, you're probably gonna rip those off and put 118s on it to make it prototype.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So let's see. So price point on the Athearn, like I said, it was a 3-pack. So probably now it'd be about $120 for a 3-pack from Athearn, I believe, for a 3-pack of tankers or somewhere in there.
Yeah, it might be a little cheaper. I know Scaletrains are, I saw them in singles, and they start out at, I think they started out at 40 a piece. The newer runs, I think, are even more now.
Yeah, but they do
45.
Yeah, they do have a discount if you buy 12 or more, which I think is like $38.99 a car or something like that. So if you buy 12 or more, you get a bit of a discount. So
but when you see them on pre-order, you got to pre-order pretty quick because they sell out.
Yeah, tankers and coal cars seem to be the thing that sell out the fastest, and also well cars. Well cars sell out stupid fast, and I know their auto racks will sell out really quickly. I know I just know that, and even at the price point that those are at, they will still sell every single one.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, it's just like the Tier 4s that they had. They sold out of every single one when they came out with them.
Yeah.
And then, what was it? Oh yeah, the first one of turbines sold out every single number.
Yeah. They
And
make a good quality product, and it shows.
I mean, if you were to buy either of these cars in brass, it would probably end up looking more like the Scaletrains car, depending on which model you're after. But I don't even think brass made a 33K tanker, so I mean, I don't know. But with brass, you're not going to get roller bearings.
No.
That's the one thing I do like about Scaletrains is all their cars, except for the Operator Series, have roller bearings on them. Now the Operator Series is a little less quality and a little less expensive car than the Rivet counter, and really the only difference between the Rivet counter and the Operator Series is you get a little less detail, and you get a plastic Scaletrains coupler and no roller bearings. So, and I think the price on those is like $35. I think for the like a single.
I think they're still a little cheaper than that. I think they're around 30-ish, maybe, depending on the car.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I mean, if you want to obviously the Operator Series is a nice car. It's going to roll the same as the Rivet counter one with the Scaletrains, but it's just going to have less detail, and you're going to spend a little less if you don't mind spending less and getting less.
And I think the Operator Series is pretty close to the Athearn as far as detail wise. So you put both of those together, probably won't tell any difference.
Someone who doesn't know that you bought something like that is, look at it and go, oh, it's a tanker.
Yep.
That's it. I mean, now you are going to get to someone who pays attention to detail. I think on the Operator Series, you're also going to get the reflective striping as well, or at least painted on.
I think some of them I've seen they don't. I thought, but
okay,
maybe not. I don't know.
Well,
I think it's something that just depends on what the style of car is. I think some of the grain hoppers, the Operator Series doesn't have them. Tankers might, but I honestly haven't looked at the Operator of those.
Yeah, I know on KCS hoppers, or at least on covered hoppers in general, from Scaletrains, the Operator Series does not have the grab iron up top, and it doesn't have obviously the roller bearings, and then I think that's it. I think that's the only difference. And I think there's a little less detail quality, but when the train's moving at a high rate of speed or at any speed,
not going to notice it.
You're not going to notice it. So I mean, you could mix it in with the entire train and have a number of them just like that, and no one's going to notice except for you.
Yep.
Unless you tell someone.
It's really just about your preference and what you like. I think.
And obviously, if you weather both cars, it'll probably one will get, if this is the oil one, it'll get nice and shiny right around the top here. And then with streaks going down, and then it'll get gross up on the top here with rust, and the wheels will obviously get brown, and the roller bearings I think will also get a shade of brown too.
Yeah.
And then on ADM, it's whatever ADM gets in tanker form, and whatever liquid they get, it will be dripping down the side. So it just depends on, both cars will look really good with weathering, with a heavy amount of weathering, and Rick Dakota Kemp has weathered plenty of tankers.
Yeah.
And auto racks and anything, and but hell, or you can be like the rest of us and not weather a damn thing.
Yep.
So overall, really both cars are really good. It's just your preference, really. Like with brass stuff, it's just if you want something in brass, get it in brass. If you want it, buy it. If not, then why are you wasting your money?
Yeah. Yep.
So that's going to be it for this review comparison. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you next time.